Education Secretary John Swinney has bowed to legal pressure from charities and Scotland's Children's Commissioner to change the rules governing the restraint and seclusion of young people. The Equality and Human Rights Commission and the Children and Young People's Commissioner had taken the Scottish Government to court over concerns that existing guidance for schools and other settings were flawed. Current policies, they say, are inconsistent at best and totally inadequate at their worst, and leave some of Scotland's most vulnerable pupils at risk of human rights violations. Facing a judicial review brought the rights bodies, Mr. Swinney said he would bring in new guidance, adding, "The unlawful use of physical intervention and seclusion is completely unacceptable, and I want to do everything I can to prevent it from happening." Restraint is defined as holding a young person to restrict their movement, while seclusion is confining a child, for example by shutting them alone in a room and preventing them from leaving. Last year, the Children and Young People's Commissioner's No Safe Place investigation said use of restraint and seclusion on pupils across Scotland was largely unmonitored, with glaring inconsistencies across local authorities. Its report called on the Scottish Government to produce effective and human rights compliant national guidance to direct local authorities, schools and staff in the lawful use of restraint and seclusion. Both the EHRC and the Commissioner warned the government if it did not do so it would be in breach of its duties under international children's and human rights laws. Although the government did agree to refresh its existing two-page guidance, EHRC Scotland was not satisfied and since August has been supporting a judicial review to challenge ministers over the issue. Now it is to drop the case, after Mr. Swinney agreed to a 4-point plan. The government has agreed to produce new guidance on restraint and seclusion. Young people and their families will be involved in drafting and reviewing this, and measures will be put in place to make sure all incidents are monitored and recorded, and all incidents will be recorded and monitored in a standard way across the country. At present this new national guidance will be advisory, but Mr. Swinney has agreed pass new law to enforce it if that approach is not effective. Lynn Welsh, head of legal, at the Equality and Human Rights Commission Scotland said it was vital such practices were underpinned by clear guidance to ensure school remained a place of sanctuary and safety for children. Across Scotland, guidance and policies on the use of restraint and seclusion in schools have been inconsistent at best and totally inadequate at their worst, she said. We are pleased to have worked closely with the Children's Commissioner. For more on this story, visit the news article link.